like before he even grabbed it, he pulled away, and it looked like he knew what he's doing with the gun.
Yeah, but some people are like misjudging what like. Well, first of all, a lot of his stuff does seem kind of gimmicky, and also none of that stuff is useful if you haven't practiced a large amount of repetitions. If you're just trying to freeball it, it's never going to happen, especially when your adrenaline's pumping. That's why, like military, they train all these little mechanisms so much, all these little movements, unloading, reloading very quickly. They have a specific way that they drop their mag every single time. Because when you're in the heat of the moment, that shit's not going to register. If someone puts a gun to your face, your first instinct, if you haven't trained, is not going to be, oh, he said, grab right here, turn it, elbow off the side, rip through the finger, if you haven't trained it like that. So that's why all the shit he does, even if you argue that it works, is dangerous. Also, he acts like he's the first to create a form like that. Krav Maga has been around for a very long time. Israeli Defense Force, IDF, they've been using that for years, and that's genuinely, you can see the practitioners and what they've been able to do.
Travis showed me that in the 6th grade.
In the 6th grade, I was showing this nigga some shit. Boom! I had him.
And he was a kid at the time, snowboard.
Let me show you.
I'm over here on my knee.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker make you bow when someone grab you like. Still got that one.
I felt like a bitch because it was just like this one was younger than me.
I get mad. That would be manhandling me back then.
Damn.
But what was it? Oh yeah, so seeing that one, man, academics was on them because he's like, imagine if I had to do some shit like that. I'm off with this nigga from TikTok doing these videos. I was like, yeah, I mean, you could knock it, but he's just gonna shit on him every time he's ahead of him, which he probably always will be. But yeah, I saw that one. I was just like, man, it's cool seeing them that they're always making different types of content, but that one wasn't winning me over.
Yeah, I just feel like.
Oh, sorry, last thing, I forgot it. Okay, last thing. We were talking about the defense shit. Yeah, some people misinterpret that. Like, it's like if you're trying to learn the defense and I'm putting the gun to your face, obviously if I'm going backing up and I'm ready for you to snatch it, yeah, you're gonna die. Like it's a high stakes game you're playing when we're talking about disarming someone with a firearm. So you're not really proving anything. That's like if he reaches for the gun and you just fire on him, boom, boom. Well, yeah, that's how you die. Like this is not a and B or like A to Z, just everything works out perfectly. You're relying on the fact that the average person that's going to mug someone is not they're not prepared for that type of stuff. So you standing there a foot away, keeping your range and backing up, that's like the difference between like sucker punching someone and us getting in a stance and it's not comparable. So it's like we're talking about the guy that, and a lot of people, bro, I seen, bro, got robbed at a sprint. They gonna jam that bitch right in your chest to make a point. Bro, they're lining themselves up to get disarmed. It's not someone with fucking two hands going like, bro, what are you, disarming a cop?
Yeah,
like dead ass, like that's like you're not gonna be able to disarm a cop either, bro. They sitting with that motherfucker, boom. They just come on now, like that's why all that training is built for. Same thing with Krav Maga. Like it's not the same as when we like train in our boxing and shit like that, or like MMA training. That's training for someone who is trained as well, which is why you're still gonna demolish someone who's not trained. But a lot of like Krav Maga and self-defense mechanisms, they're training for real life stuff, like you get choked from behind, someone's grabbing you from the side. Also, basically the biggest thing is for the average attacker who's throwing these looping blows. You're still taught the same defenses and stuff like that, but you're not doing it for sport. So a lot of shit ends with a kick to the groin, eye gouges. Well, I never did learn no eye gouges, but kick to the groin, like, yeah, bro, like it's on some kill you shit. Like whatever it takes, kill you, punch you in the throat. Like that shit's, it's some wild stuff, but people just, it's a different game.
Yeah. You guys like the Detroit guy?
What?
You like the Detroit guy? Like you watched the full podcast of him, right? Or like
I watched some of it. Are you talking about the No Jumper interview?
Yeah.
I watched some of it and I just got like, I want him to sit in front of Joe Rogan. Let Joe Rogan call him up, and I want to see how that conversation plays out. Because you can say all that shit to Adam. Yeah, I that's when I started creating this art form that had never really been done before. At this, what about Krav Maga? I need to hear that answer because that's been around for way longer than than you have been around. So it's like, that's cool. You can get off of whatever when you're sitting in front of Adam. It was cool to know he had done other stuff and whatnot, but it just doesn't hold that much weight. Go talk to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's just talking this shit though, because in 2022, 2021, you're not creating a new fighting style. Like we've seen every single way you could possibly fight. Like, what do you like? We've been here for what, centuries and like hundreds of millions of years. Like, how much can you do with your fucking hands and arms like that we haven't seen? So it's like you didn't create any new fighting shit, like nothing at all. So he's just talking this shit, getting his 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's definitely marketing it well.
I liked one thing he talked about when he was talking about other art forms like karate and like kung fu, stuff like that. He was saying like he didn't really like just learning their I forgot the terms he used, but just kind of more
training
of like
style.
Not the training style, but like he doesn't really care to be learning
Tiger
your I guess not mindset, but it's almost like you're
The
you know
psychology,
getting your
mentality.
inner chakra and shit like that. Like he's more focused on the actual combat, and that's true with a lot of those martial arts. Like it's been very much proven like they're not that effective when you're going against like a karate expert is gonna get killed by a kickboxer or any MMA guy. So many of these martial arts, just the standard ones, you can't just have that and try to compete MMA. Like those guys get destroyed. But I just in terms of what he was talking about, he didn't care about like their whole worldview and like learning about, because that's how I feel about certain yoga. Like when I'm doing yoga, I have a training background, I have a muscle background, corrective exercise. Like I'm thinking about my muscles and what it's doing to the muscles as far as stretching them, compressing them, and then having like isometric holds and stuff. Yeah. I don't need to hear about like release your inner beings and the stress.
You don't need the motivation talk.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for the actual body reps. Stuff. You're just inputting like your mindset and your theory of this stuff. But I didn't come for yoga theory. I came for the actual yoga itself.
I see. Yo, who's Francis Ngannou fighting soon?
Sinom. So fuck. What's his name? I know. I was just watching.
What's his
name? No. It starts with a C. Is the second one. They used to be.
He sound Muslim.
Used to be.